Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and it is Wednesday, believe it or not. Still chilly outside. We're looking at right now 46 degrees as we'll wait for a high of about 84 today. It'll be warm before it's all said and done. I like warmer weather, that 80-degree stuff. I don't much care for that 90 to y'all. But it's coming, and we all know that. It'll be here before we know it as we get ready for another summertime. May is right around the corner as we're looking at today. April the 19th. The month is flying by. I do hope you're having a wonderful day as you start this. We'll go over some national headlines in a moment to talk about what's happening around America as you slept, let you know what to expect today. We do have an accident on I-20 near the airport. Traffic is backing up. The best I understand from folks that have gone through there is a Camaro has struck the bridge. They seem to be okay. Metro is en route along with the Meridian Police Department, but one lane on the bridge is backed up, causing a bottleneck from the airport back toward the split. So if you're coming in Meridian, expect a little bit of a delay, not huge, but a little bit of delay as authorities and emergency officials work to clean this up and get care for somebody if they need a little bit. That's a bad way to start your Wednesday morning, isn't it? At least we know they're okay. That's the good news on that. So just be prepared for a little bit of a traffic delay in that area as we start our day. Odie getting ready. He's examining what's gone on yesterday. Boy, we got a lot to talk about later. 7 o'clock is when we'll do all that. Right now, let's head out to Collinsville. Let's see what Brother Ben has for us. Let's see if we can really get our day going good.
On the Tuesday before Jesus was crucified, he delivered some of the most powerful teachings ever. That's what we've been covering in the last several episodes. But when he was finished, we read in Matthew 26 that he turned to his disciples and said, "You know that after 2 days, the Passover is coming and the Son of Man will be delivered up to be crucified." The purpose for which Jesus had come was at hand. The purpose for which he, God the Son, had taken on flesh to dwell among us was near. He was about to sacrificially die in our place on that cross. He knew it was coming. It didn't take him by surprise, yet he continued to walk forward in time toward that cross, which he never deserved. That's what you and I deserve, right? We're the sinners, yet he went to the cross for us. As Jesus was telling his disciples what would soon happen, the religious leaders there in Jerusalem were plotting how to stealthily arrest him and kill him without stirring up the crowds who were there in Jerusalem for the Passover celebration. And their plan sort of worked. 2 days later, late on Thursday night, they would discreetly arrest Jesus without the crowd seeing it. And they would try him in a makeshift court behind closed doors so that no one could put their eyes on him or their ears to it. But thankfully, they didn't kill him secretly. No, his death was very public as he hung on that cross so that all the world could see and so that all the world could be drawn to him. Have you been drawn to Jesus? He was crucified publicly on that cross to save you from your sins. He died in your place so that you never have to feel the sting of death. Jesus was on a mission, and that mission was your salvation. So may you trust in the work of his cross and be saved. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. And a big thank you to Brother Ben as we start today. Well, I see Linda Jane is back at it. I think she's up doing a little ironing, aren't you, girl? Good luck with that. Mike Dallas, good morning to you. Oh, I see Jerome Lee is up. Miss Janice Bounds. Jeff Lewis, how are you doing? Nina, joining us from the big city of Newton. Tell you, I think we're going to have to, I'll talk to Odie about this in a minute. I think we're going to have to put law enforcement into a cowboy training course. Y'all would not believe the amount of cows in the last week and a half that have gotten out roadways. At half the time, the deputies are chasing cows. Bless their hearts. Get a little, what's that show, Cowboy Up? No, they got some of those, the Cowboy Network. Yeah, there was one film close to Mississippi. But anyway, a salute to those deputies and law enforcement that deal with the cows that just don't want to move at nighttime. They don't. Elmer, how are you today? LaWanda, good to see you joining us there from all the way from Porterville. As we look around today, as we found out yesterday, New York City, and this is one of those horror things that is always in the back of your mind when you pull in there because the ceilings usually aren't very tall. Those parking garages. Y'all know what I'm talking about? It happened in New York. One collapsed One person is killed. A lot of folks are injured from this. Injured specifically 5. But can you imagine being in that? The rubble? We don't know what caused the collapse of that, but it makes me leery to pull into one now. I don't know about you. And it always seems, though, that it seems like your roof is going to scrape the top because they're trying to get more levels on it. It gives me the hibby-jibbies. That happened in New York yesterday, though. You should know that. Angela Lansbury, Murder, She Wrote. Anybody remember that TV show? I'm telling you, if you think you've got something special, go ahead and pass away and see how long it takes the family to get rid of something. They did it this week. They listed her home for 4.5. No, it was a 4.9, and they sold it at 4.5. I knew I had the figures off somewhere there. But her home has been sold pretty quick-like. She hasn't been gone very long. Up for sale it has. Same thing happened with Betty White. If they'll sell Betty White's, they'll sell yours too. Make sure you got it all figured out. This is a case, and I just don't know how to put it to words. But I see it every day. I hear it very often. The first case of this, I heard of this in Lauderdale, Mississippi. Columbus, Mississippi, now facing the same issue as this, as the United Methodist Church is basically split. And you know where I'm going with this. It's all over the LGBT movement of what is accepted in the church. It looks as though the Columbus Methodist Church is going to be breaking away from the United Methodist Church over these issues that they have. If you're not familiar with it, read up on all of this. A little bit different thing going on there. A lot of folks taken back. Now, what is the difference between Methodists and Baptists? Baptists own their building. The United Methodist Church, if you remember that, they own your building. The only way to separate from them is to buy it back from them. Keep that in mind. It's a dilemma happening nationwide. We did have a shooting yesterday in Maine. He was a lone gunman, 34 years old. At least 4 were killed inside a home. What makes people do it? I don't have the answer. Chicago, that new mayor, we thought we were going to get something better. That was the key word that I just said, thought. As Lightfoot is exiting, you've got this new mayor-elect sitting there saying that, well, basically, if you break away all of the other stuff, that, well, crime's okay. Well, a couple was interviewed that were attacked by this group that took over the city, more or less, in a certain district, said that they hadn't done anything wrong. They were just simply attacked. They were scared. They were trying to kill them. They were battered. They were beaten up. But he says it was argument over poverty. Well, just because you're poor doesn't give you the right to attack other people, does it? I don't think you fall for that any more than I do. But that's what they'll try to tell you. And I guess they think if they tell you this over and over, you'll believe their narrative. Wrong is wrong. Right is right. Still in my world. Needs to spread, doesn't it? Bothers me to no end there. China, as we watch this, there's always something going on that threatens world security as we see this. China is readying up, getting ready supersonic spy drones. Beijing, high craft altitude that will fly 3 times the sound of speed. Why? It's in threat to the warships that we have sitting near Taiwan. That's going to be a stink one day, isn't it? Taiwan. China claims it. Taiwan says no. America says no. We'll watch to see what happens over the next few years. And boy, this is a biggie. If you'll remember, as the election of, was it 2020? There was a lot of talk about voting and, well, did this go right? Fox News was sued. If you remember, it's over that Dominion voting booth thing. Do anybody remember that? They did a payout yesterday. This is a whopper. $787.5 million was paid out to that company for more or less defamation. It's what was proved in court. So that tells us Mike Lindell has issues coming. He took a stand on that, if y'all remember. That's some of the headlines. We've got a lot more coming up this morning beginning at 7. We'll go local, we'll go national, and we'll go state level to let you know what's going on that affects you each and every day. Please be a part of it. We'll be right back and get into your forecast and let you know when this rough weather is coming.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our communities efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Hello, my name's Kenneth Graham, and I'm running for coroner of Lauderdale County. For over 50 years, Lauderdale County's been represented by professional and competent coroners. I would like to continue that tradition. Over the next several months, I want to educate the public on what the coroner does and dispel any myths about the coroner job. I can show you that I will be the most professional coroner there is. So please vote for me August the 8th.
Paid for by the Committee for the Election of Kenneth Graham. And welcome back. I was double checking here to make sure we hadn't gotten any new updates on I-20. All looks the same at this point. Again, if you're just waking up, getting ready to come into town, accident near the airport on the bridge right there, eastbound. Single car accident seems to have hit the bridge. MPD and also it looks as though Metro could be on the scene, causing it to be a one-lane bottleneck all the way back. So keep that in mind as we start our day. Let me hit a button here since I had to redo something just a second ago. And wait a minute, I can do it this way. Or at least I think I can. Where did that go? Well, I'll straighten that out in a minute. Let's talk weather. I'll do it without pictures since I can't seem to get something to cooperate. Let me try that and just see what happens. It can't hurt. Yeah, that didn't happen there. So we'll just do this on the fly as I do this many times when there's issues that something does not work right. It'll be okay. Let's go back and take a look at what we happened today with weather. And that is just really messing up. All right, come on, old girl. She's starting to work now. It's computer technology. As we look at our record highs and our record lows, oh, here we go. I can do this now. There we go. We got it up where everybody can take a look. As we see that our record highs, our record lows today was set back 91 back in 2006. The record low was 36 back in 01, which was really, 22 years ago is a long time ago, isn't it? Rump row. Boy, cold days. We have 84 today on that temperature side if you're looking at that. As we look forward to the highs today, it looks as though could be 83 to 84 in the Meridian area. As we go up through Philadelphia, 82 is what we'll see. Columbus Air Force Base, 84 as we go south, 82 in Hattiesburg. Let's go east and see about Alabama. Tuscaloosa will ring in about 85 today. As we look at all of this toward Demopolis, 84. We should see about 84 there as well in Livingston, Alabama also. Now, let's look at this severe weather threat that we've got. Late Thursday night into Friday morning, the western part of the state, which will be over in the Mississippi Delta area there, west of Vicksburg into Louisiana and on up into Arkansas, taking just that northwest corner up in the Delta, getting some rain. As we move into late Friday afternoon, we should see some storms in our area, level 1, which is a marginal risk. It means we could have some thunderstorms, and never can you outrule anything happening. But we expect to be some heavy rain. We'll watch this should this threat get bigger. Look at that on radar also this morning. Flash flooding should occur all around through the state. It looks to be a little bit more west than the Meridian area, from west of Scott County, those areas there back to Hattiesburg, taking in all of the other areas except Meridian, Newton, as we get into Neshoba County. So a good word on that. Still the threat is there. Now, as we look at these temperatures, cooler weather across the state this morning, we're looking at 46 right now, and that's what that blue stuff is. Warmer weather back toward California, moving into Texas. As we look at our 7-day forecast, we pull it up from Wilson. Saw an outdoor. Grab a lawnmower. Get at it. 84 today as we look to tomorrow, 85. Temperatures will start changing as we have this severe weather move in here late Friday. Now, if you have an event Friday afternoon, you might want to look at that closely. 77 for the high. As we move into Saturday, not bad. It's going to be 69, but we do know that with those temperatures only being at 69, it's going to be gusty, 25 miles an hour. So if you've got an event that's got a tent that you got to put up, you better take some weight along with you. It'll blow it away. You know how it picks them up with tents. As we look to Sunday, 67 on church time, 71 on Monday, and 73 on Tuesday. As we look ahead all the way to May the 3rd, we'll hit those upper 70s and hit 80 again by the 3rd of May. Not bad, is it? As we look at our fishing calendar for today, we go out to see Chet. It looks like today, lunchtime is it, 12 high noon. Till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon is our best time. It will be a light southeast wind, increasing 5 to 10 this morning. And again, we will have some gusts, small gusts, not near what we will have on Friday, though. Something to keep in mind. We're minutes away, about 13 minutes or so from kicking off the day. Do hope you'll come back and join us. We got so much to talk about to keep you informed on. Oh, yeah, the grand jury. We'll talk about that. That's one of the top items that we've got to discuss coming up at the top of the hour. Come back and join us. All happens in about 10 minutes from now. We'll see you soon from the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: